right. Let's get her open and see what we got. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Oh, almost. And, oh, there we go. All right. All right, we start off with a foam cutout of spaces where rocker arms could be. Maybe there's going to be a whole kit available with rockers at one point in time. Maybe not. I don't know. All right, what do we got here? We'll get them out of the box here. It's on its own little pedestal stand. Watch me dump them all out. 5 mounting bolts. We got the rocker arm bolts. Then we have these little backup bolts there. Snap ring already installed, inner snap ring. Pretty beefy snap ring. Oh, looks shafty to me. We won't really know if they're any good until we actually start using them. So we start running them on the car. That's a nice piece. These little recesses. Let's see if they fit on the head. Hold on, let's go over. Looks pretty good. Those little pockets fit perfectly in those little areas. So far, so good. The valve cover back on her. You can feel them grip. If you've ever been around machined stuff, you know that mechanical grippy feel that you get. That's what these are putting out. That nice grippy feel. So the other shaft with the foam. Set that aside. Get out of here. More snap rings. Obviously, when you put the bearings on, you have the little bolts. These are our bearings. Showing you guys what's going on. Hold on. Pull the bearing out. They're a captured bearing. There's 2 there, but pretty small, but that's, I guess, that's how they are. We will find out if they're more durable or if they'll survive. We'll find out if they'll survive. The more research you do, the more you don't know if you want to go bearings or bushings. You hear bushing wear and you hear bearings coming apart, and then you hear, the shaft's wearing and you don't know what direction to go. So I just decided to dive right in, 2 feet, you know what I mean? We got an instruction manual. Oh, looks all okay, man. Looks pretty straightforward. So there we go. If you're thinking about getting the BTR LS3, I think they have a cathedral port version also of the shaft rocker mount, or of the shaft mounted rocker kit. I don't know, on my first impression is they're pretty cool. Seem like they got their act together. But I don't know until it actually runs. So there's our unboxing. I know not much of a video, not much information here. Just opening up and showing you guys some stuff, but that's what you get. They will go on the engine. They'll go in the car. We'll torture test them. And when the bearings blow up and the shafts wear out, and then I'll yell and scream, but I don't know. They might be good. They might not be. one of those things, the more research you do, the more your head goes in circles. What should I do? What should I get? What should I go for? One point in time, you got to make a decision. So here's where we're at. All right, I'll carry on with the car, and there we go. So we have our first shipment of chromoly. 1 5/8, 1.5 inch. 1 5/8, hold on. 1 5/8, 083. Yeah, the label's over here. Hold on. Inch and a half, 065. So we're gonna do a floor structure. Haven't welded that panel in yet. Been busy doing things, but that's okay, right? That's life. It is what it is. Things are what they are. We also have our SFI manual for a 25.3 spec cage. And I went on and I got all the revisions, all the updates. So I'm planning out, highlighting stuff and coming up with a game plan for the car. Which is kind of fun, figuring things out, drawing stuff up. There's some revisions on some floor structure. Interesting stuff. But we have to build it correct. We're going with the 25.3 cage because the car is stripped down. Now's a good time to do it. Might as well put the floor in. We're not going to put the funny car hoop in. We're actually going to cert the car for an 850 and slower. But if the car goes quicker than that, the floor structure will be there, the back bars will be there, the roof structure will be there, the front structure will be there, everything will be there except for the funny car cage. Why am I not putting the funny car cage in right away? I don't like them. Don't like them at all. It's a street car. I don't even care about going quicker than 890. If the car winds up being quicker than an 850, then I'll put it in. I'll reluctantly put it in, but I'll put it in. I'm not going to slow the car down just because I don't like a funny car cage. But that's where we're at now. Let's ignore the chaos in the background. No progress was made since the last video. I haven't even finished welding that panel up. The axle I just kind of brought home and threw her down. But all that will change. We will get back into it. Years ago I made a homemade tubing bender in preparation for activities. Never had a chance to use it. I was going to use it on the RX-7, but never did. So, when this removable die, pull a hitch pin, die on the roller down there, little bottle jack up top. The bending die is 1 3/4 inches, but I think I could shim it down. So I went over Canadian Tire, picked up some exhaust tubing, just some little pieces. The ID is 1 5/8. That's this little step down here. And the OD happens to be 1 3/4. I have a piece sitting here in the die, and she fits perfect. So I think I'll be able to shim down that 1 5/8. Slide her in one of these pipes, cut it in half, and as I roll it into the die, I'll make a shoe that I could use. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll buy an 1 5/8 die. This is $10. I think the die is like $200. Bending dies are freaking expensive. So I'll be able to shim down the 1 3/4 die into 1 5/8. I'm hoping. The 1 1/2 is a different story. I got another piece right here. 1 1/2 OD. I'm hoping if I cut it down the center, make a halfer, I might be able to snap this over top the 1 1/2 pipe. 1 1/2 tubing. Sorry, pipe and tubing are two different things. And I might be able to use the bender for 1 1/2 and 1 5/8. If I manage to bend it, and things work out good, fantastic. If I kink the pipe or ripple the pipe or squish the pipe, a learning lesson, I lose a section of pipe, I keep saying pipe. If it works and I manage to bend the tubing and it looks good, amazing, fantastic, perfect. If I mess up a section of tubing, it kinks, it squishes, it ripples, I'll call it a learning lesson. You know, you move forward from things, and I'll buy the proper dies. I'll give it a try. I like trying things myself. You know, see if it works, kind of experiment kind of thing. All right, so this is the floor structure we're building first. This is the neighbor's dog again, hey? This is the floor structure we're building. We're upgrading, or we're changing it out to, this is the one I want. Wow, the neighbor's dog's really going to town. That dog is really upset. Okay, so we're going with this floor structure. Like this is what we're building. This is the floor structure plan. This is the SFI stuff. This is an update. I'm going to go with that style. They're allowing that bar layout. So we'll incorporate it into this design here. This bar here, the kick out right here. That's the first thing I'm going to work on. Because your drive shaft goes through here to the axle. And your engine and transmission's right here. Your transmount's right there. So that's my first step. We'll go from there. Throw the music back on. Chrome wallet tubing's gone up. It's pretty expensive now. And if I misbend it, then just dive in. You can't really be afraid. I just want to make sure my math is good before I do it. I want to bend it in the middle of that 8-foot section. And then I can scoosh it on the, like whatever material that uses up. This little hump that I make. Whatever material that uses up, that squishes that length. Then I can just cut off, you know, I can position it in the car where I want it. I can find where the axle sits in, and then I can just lob off the ends, put my plates in there, and hope it works out. Still haven't put top plates on this yet. Once we get her in the car, I'll show you what my plan is. Progress is slow. Just life. Just how things are. We all have our own thing. Oh yeah, I got this guy. It's an 1 5/8". It's not really a hole saw, it's a kind of a hole cutter. Let's see if I get that down off of there. And the thread's on, looks like a thread's on like a regular hole saw, so I could use a tubing notcher. But I gotta put this in the drill press. And I gotta machine down that step. That's your stopper step, so you don't go too far through your material. Well, I'm going all the way through the material. So I need that step gone. That's easy. You just stick it in a drill press, turn the drill press on, take an angle grinder with a flapper wheel, and you just hold on to it until you get it where you need to be. The reason why I want to try this style is I'm hoping it doesn't do that hole saw ring, that howl. If you ever used a hole saw and started cutting through tubing, it's annoying after a while. You don't want to hear it. You kind of want to, you know. Well, here, I'll kind of show you. When I did the tubing, and I did the axle brackets, it's actually a serpentine belt duct taped to the hole saw. You see a chunk in there. That actually helped out a lot. It really did take that howl away from it. Yeah, it's all burnt up. I'm impatient. We don't need no cut and cool. We don't need no stinking lube. We don't need no cut and cool where we're from.